Princess Charlotte, the youngest member of the royal family, recently stunned the world with a surprising act that no one saw coming. In a moment that captured hearts and turned heads, she did something so unexpected that it quickly became the talk of the globe. From royal fans to global media, everyone couldn't stop talking about her bold move, one that shattered expectations and left people in awe. Princess Charlotte steals the show. On a bright sunny morning in London, a typical royal engagement was about to unfold. But this time, there was something extra special in the air. The event was organized with a focus on charity, which is nothing new for the royal family. Time and time again, they have shown their dedication to various causes, helping those in need, advocating for mental health, and supporting community-based initiatives. But as the streets filled with excited crowds and Union Jack flags fluttered in the breeze, something felt different this time. Perhaps it was the perfect weather, or maybe the anticipation of seeing one of the royal family's most beloved figures, Princess Charlotte. The day was one of those picture-perfect mornings in London. The sun was shining, casting a golden hue on the historical buildings and cobbled streets. As the crowds gathered, the familiar hum of excitement began to build. Royal engagements, though frequent, always carry an air of excitement. Today was no different, with the royal family set to visit a charity event aimed at raising awareness and funds for underprivileged children's education, a cause that members of the royal family have long championed. The streets were lined with eager spectators, some having camped out for hours, others simply joining as the day unfolded. Photographers were stationed at every corner, their lenses trained on the path that the royals would take, ready to capture each moment in the hope of securing the perfect shot. The atmosphere was buzzing with energy, as people speculated about what the day might bring, who might say something memorable, and how the royal children would behave during this public outing. As the royal motorcade approached, the mood shifted into one of awe. This was it. The royal family was about to appear, and everyone knew that no matter how routine these events might seem, they were still moments of history in the making. The cars slowly made their way down the street, the crowds parting like waves to let them through. The anticipation reached its peak as the vehicles came to a stop and out stepped the family. Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, were the first to step out. They smiled warmly, waving to the crowds, their hands raised in a familiar gesture that had become so characteristic of royal appearances. Following them, as always, was the ever-adorable Princess Charlotte, who seemed to glide out of the car with a natural poise that belied her young age. With each step she took, the crowd's adoration for the young princess grew. It wasn't just Charlotte's youth or her royal status that had people captivated, it was her remarkable calm. As she walked alongside her parents, she appeared unfazed by the large crowd and the hundreds of cameras pointed in her direction. Her small but firm steps radiated confidence, a contrast to her younger years when she was sometimes seen hiding behind her mother's skirts. But today, Charlotte was every bit the poised royal in training. Princess Charlotte was dressed impeccably. Her outfit, as always, was perfectly coordinated, an outfit that blended both youthful charm and regal elegance. Today, she wore a soft, pastel-colored dress that complemented her fair features, with a perfectly matched cardigan that added a touch of sophistication. A small handbag hung from her shoulder, an accessory that she carried with the kind of grace that would make even the most seasoned royal feel envious. It was a simple handbag, but it was the perfect detail that made her look like a mini version of her mother, Catherine, who is known for her elegant and refined style. Despite the crowds, the flashing lights, and the overwhelming attention, Princess Charlotte remained remarkably serene. She held her parents' hands as they made their way down the street, occasionally stopping to acknowledge well-wishers. A little wave here, a gentle smile there. Charlotte's charm was undeniable. She appeared as though she were perfectly at ease with the entire spectacle, despite the fact that, as a child, she was likely experiencing the buzz of a royal engagement for the first time in this way. It was a moment that the crowds couldn't get enough of. They cheered, clapped, and shouted words of encouragement, and it was clear that Princess Charlotte had stolen the show. The photographers were clicking away furiously, trying to capture every moment of this young princess's debut into the world of royal duties. The moment was simple but striking. An ordinary royal engagement, yes, but with a twist. The twist came when Princess Charlotte, ever the little lady, surprised everyone by walking up to a group of children who were gathered at the event. The children, who were part of the charity's outreach program, had been eagerly waiting to meet the royal family, and when Charlotte approached them, they were filled with excitement. What happened next was truly heartwarming. Charlotte, without any hesitation, bent down to speak to the children, exchanging a few words with them before offering them a small but meaningful gesture, a gift from her. The children were overjoyed, and Charlotte's sweet nature was on full display. The photographers, too, were caught off guard by the spontaneous nature of this exchange. In a world where everything royal is so meticulously planned, Princess Charlotte had added an unexpected twist to the day, bringing joy to everyone around her with nothing more than a kind word and a smile. It was one of those moments that would become iconic in royal history, a moment that showed the world the future of the British royal family was in good hands. As the royal family continued on their walk, the crowd's admiration for Princess Charlotte only grew. While William and Catherine certainly had their fair share of attention, it was clear that Charlotte was the star of the day. The photographers snapped countless photos of her as she confidently walked alongside her parents, occasionally turning to wave or smile at the people gathered to see her. The unanticipated act of kindness. It was an ordinary royal engagement, the kind the British public is used to. The royal family attended a charity event in the heart of London. Fans lined the streets, eager to catch a glimpse of their beloved royals. Union Jack flags fluttered in the breeze, and photographers captured every moment. Amongst the crowds, Princess Charlotte, dressed in a delicate pastel dress, walked with her parents, Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Her small frame was poised, her smile radiating warmth. But then, something unexpected happened that would capture everyone's hearts. As Charlotte walked, her gaze shifted from the crowds to a homeless man sitting on the pavement. His clothes were tattered, his face weary. It was a stark contrast to the polished, pristine appearance of the royal family and a reminder of society's divides. For a moment, the crowd seemed to fade away as Charlotte's attention was fully drawn to the man. Her face softened with curiosity and concern, her small frame coming to a standstill as she observed him. It was clear that Charlotte wasn't just seeing him as part of the city's backdrop. She was aware of his struggle. Rather than walking past, Charlotte seemed moved by his presence. Her expression lingered with empathy, and time seemed to pause for a few moments. It was a simple yet profound moment that showed Charlotte's deep awareness of the world beyond the royal life. Noticing her pause, Catherine turned to see what had captured Charlotte's attention. The young princess tugged gently at her mother's hand, seeking permission to act. With a mother's understanding, Catherine knelt down to Charlotte's level. "Do you want to give him something?" she asked softly. Charlotte, eager to help, nodded. She reached into her small purse and pulled out a few pounds, offering them to the man with a genuine smile. The homeless man, surprised by the gesture, looked up at her with a mixture of gratitude and disbelief. For a moment, the world around them faded as they shared an unspoken connection. Catherine, standing nearby, watched the exchange with pride. This quiet, compassionate moment spoke volumes about Charlotte's character. It was a reminder that kindness doesn't need to be grand to make a difference. In the midst of the royal engagement, Charlotte's small act of generosity reminded everyone of the power of empathy. When Princess Charlotte extended her hand to give money to the homeless man, the world seemed to stop for a moment. The man, initially stunned by the unexpected gesture, slowly reached out to accept the gift. His face, hardened by life on the streets, softened in an instant, and his eyes welled up with tears. The simple yet profound act of kindness had left him speechless. Princess Charlotte kind gesture to a homeless man. As this heartfelt moment unfolded, Princess Catherine's reaction spoke volumes. She watched her daughter with pride, a soft smile crossing her face as she knelt down beside Charlotte. It was clear that Catherine felt deeply moved by her daughter's compassion. There was no camera flash or royal protocol in this moment, just a mother watching her child show the world the value of kindness. Catherine's pride wasn't just about the act itself, but about the way Charlotte had instinctively understood the importance of giving. Catherine, known for her own charitable work and passion for supporting those in need, saw in her daughter a reflection of the values she had worked so hard to instill. She gave Charlotte the space to make the decision herself, offering her subtle guidance but never pressuring her to act in any particular way. Prince William, standing beside Catherine, was equally moved. His expression shifted from surprise to admiration as he witnessed Charlotte's unguarded interaction with the man. It wasn't just the fact that Charlotte had shown generosity, it was the way she had done it with such sincerity and grace. For William, who had often spoken about the importance of raising children with compassion, this moment was an affirmation of the values that he and Catherine had worked to nurture in their children. What happened next was a whirlwind. Videos and photos of the touching interaction quickly spread across social media, with millions of people across the globe expressing their admiration for the young princess. The sight of a royal child offering a simple act of kindness to a homeless man captured hearts everywhere. The story became a viral sensation, flooding news feeds and sparking conversations far beyond the streets of London. Social media was awash with praise as people reflected on how Charlotte's gesture exemplified the true meaning of royalty. "This is what true royalty looks like," one user wrote, while another remarked, "Charlotte is the future we need, a leader with compassion." The moment transcended traditional royal fanfare, reminding people that kindness, humility, and generosity are the qualities that truly define a person's character, regardless of their social status. Princess Charlotte's royal background. Princess Charlotte, the second child of Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, has captured the hearts of millions with her calm demeanor, elegance, and natural charm. Born on May 2, 2015, Charlotte's entrance into the world was nothing short of a spectacle, as the royal family and the public eagerly awaited the arrival of the little princess. From the moment she was born, it was clear that Charlotte was destined to grow up under the intense spotlight that accompanies anyone born into the British royal family. As the only daughter of Prince William and Catherine, Charlotte holds a special place in the hearts of the royal family and the British public. She is fourth in line to the throne, after her grandfather, Prince Charles, her father, Prince William, and her elder brother, Prince George. Despite her young age, Charlotte has already become a beloved figure, often seen alongside her family at royal engagements and public appearances. One of the most striking aspects of Princess Charlotte's public persona is her calm demeanor and poise. Even as a young child, she has managed to exude a level of grace that many adults could only dream of. Whether she's attending a royal event, interacting with her family, or simply playing in the garden, Charlotte always displays a sense of calm and collectedness that is impressive for her age. Her facial expressions, often captured in photos and videos, reveal a girl who is not easily flustered and remains composed even under the public eye. Her demeanor is a beautiful reflection of the royal values that have been instilled in her since birth. Growing up in a family where tradition and public appearances are central, Princess Charlotte has learned how to handle the pressures that come with being in the royal spotlight. But her composure also suggests a certain natural ease with her role, something that may be attributed to her upbringing and the strong, loving support she receives from her parents. Charlotte's grace, however, is not just confined to her appearances at public events. She has become known for her charming, endearing interactions with her family and the public. A simple wave or a sweet smile can light up a room, and her charm is often evident in the way she carries herself when meeting well-wishers or greeting people at events. Her behavior at official occasions, whether attending the Trooping the Colour or taking part in family portraits, shows a maturity beyond her years. But of course, she is still a child, and it's her youthful energy, innocence, and natural curiosity that further endear her to the public. The life of Princess Charlotte is very different from that of most children. From the moment she was born, she became a part of an institution that's known for its traditions, history, and immense public scrutiny. As a royal, Charlotte's every move is observed and analyzed. From her first steps to her first words, the public seems to have an insatiable curiosity about every little detail of her life. Her upbringing, however, is balanced with a sense of normalcy, thanks to the hands-on approach of her parents, Prince William and Catherine. They've worked hard to ensure that their children, including Charlotte, grow up in a relatively grounded and private environment, despite the unavoidable spotlight that comes with being part of the royal family. The Cambridge family is known for their close bond, and Charlotte's relationship with her siblings, Prince George and Prince Louis, plays a significant role in her development. One of the most endearing qualities of Princess Charlotte is her ability to influence those around her, especially within the UK. She has become a beloved figure in the eyes of many, not just because of her royal status, but because of her relatable and down-to-earth qualities. In her, many see the potential for a modern-day role model, someone who is not only poised and graceful, but also kind, compassionate, and grounded. Growing up in the royal spotlight is vastly different from the experience of most children. Every milestone in Charlotte's life, from her first words to her first day at school, is observed and analyzed. Despite this, her parents work hard to ensure that their children, including Charlotte, grow up with a sense of normalcy. The Cambridge family's close bond provides a grounded environment, and Charlotte's relationship with her siblings, Prince George and Prince Louis, plays a significant role in her development. Despite the challenges of growing up in the royal spotlight, Princess Charlotte has become a symbol of hope and joy for many, especially for young girls who see her as a role model. Her ability to connect authentically with the public has made her not just a royal figure, but someone who is admired for her grounded and compassionate qualities. Princess Charlotte, kindness over protocol. Charlotte's act of kindness also made people reconsider what it truly means to be royal. Traditionally, members of the royal family have been seen as symbols of duty, tradition, and reserve. They often maintain a certain distance, both literally and figuratively, from the public, carefully following established royal protocols. Charlotte, with her innocent and unfiltered compassion, broke through that barrier, showing that being royal isn't just about titles and appearances, it's about the values one holds and the kindness one offers to others. Her gesture redefined royalty in a way that hadn't been seen before. She wasn't performing a royal duty or following a script. She was simply acting out of kindness, connecting with a fellow human being without the weight of expectations or obligations. For many, this felt like a breath of fresh air in an institution that can often feel too formal or distant. Charlotte, with her genuine empathy, became a new kind of royal role model, one who isn't defined by protocol, but by the humanity she brings to her actions. Royal norms are well established. Members of the royal family are known for their formality, their composure, and their careful adherence to tradition. Public appearances are scripted and controlled, ensuring that every movement, every word, is in line with the expectations of the monarchy. Charlotte's spontaneous act of kindness, however, was a break from this norm. The moment she stopped to interact with the homeless man, it was as though she had stepped outside the well-defined box of royal protocol. For many, her decision to engage in such a public and personal way was surprising. It wasn't the usual royal behavior. There was no controlled wave, polite nod, or perfect smile for the cameras. Instead, Charlotte chose to act in a way that was entirely genuine. This departure from the norm may have been shocking to some, but it was also refreshing. It reminded the world that rules and expectations don't solely define royal behavior. Sometimes it's about breaking free of tradition to act with heart. Princess Charlotte's unexpected act has certainly left a lasting impression, sparking conversations around the world. If you were surprised by this moment, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more updates and shocking stories.